Just minutes into the debate, it was obvious that Kamala Harris was having a phenomenal night. Donald Trump was on defense the entire time and he appeared frustrated while Kamala Harris delivered a polished performance. But you never really know how the American people are responding to what you're watching until you hear from some people. And now there's a clip going around the internet that shows an entire debate watch party in Ohio laughing at Donald Trump. This is quite the moment. Wait until you see this. As soon as the debate ended, we all knew we had witnessed something special. Kamala absolutely dominated Donald Trump. And we got confirmation of this because people like Sean Hannity went on air to complain about ABC News, not praise Donald Trump.
I think the biggest loser in the debate, and we talked about this pre-debate, is ABC. The fact that we didn't get to fundamental, strong positions that Kamala Harris had taken on very deep and profound issues involving the economy and immigration and ending private health care and defund and dismantle.
And in a sign of true desperation, Donald Trump himself came down to the spin room where he started telling reporters about polls showing that he won the debate. Keep in mind, the spin room is where surrogates come to speak on behalf of the candidates with the media.
A very important debate. Now, she wants to do another one because she got beaten tonight, but I don't know.
Why wouldn't you look at her?
The polls are indicating that we got 90%, 60%, 72%, 71%, and 89%.
Where are you getting these numbers from?
Very good.
This is just pure cope. The polls he's talking about came from far-right news orgs like Newsmax and Daily Caller. But forget polls, CNN talked to an actual focus group right after the debate. Watch what they said.
Who do you think won, by show of hands, former President Trump? I'll give it 4, but tentative. 2 over there. What about Vice President Harris? More hands.
That was a lot of hands for Kamala Harris from some Pennsylvania voters. Not looking good for Donald Trump. And another focus group of former Trump voters said they're now leaning towards voting for Kamala.
And I was just in a focus group this morning of voters that voted for him in 2016, voted for Biden in 2020. But, there was some question about whether or not they would actually vote for Harris. And the majority of them, actually all of them, and there was 9, so this is anecdotal, but it's 9 voters, all in swing states, were asked if you had to vote today, whether it would be Donald Trump or Kamala Harris, who would you vote for? And they said Harris, that they were now leaning far more towards her after watching that debate, that they felt as though she checked the boxes in terms of questions they had about her ability to demonstrate presidential character and to potentially be a commander-in-chief.
Beyond focus groups and polls, it seemed like the pundits out there thought Kamala had done a wonderful job. Former chairman of the Republican National Committee, Michael Steele, put it quite bluntly.
Okay, Michael Steele, you were quite animated when I saw you in the hallway earlier about that debate.
Trying to be
I'm going to see what you're going to tell me. You
good.
think of the debate that you told me in the hallway. What was your take on the debate, Michael Steele? Go ahead. What was the key moment?
She spanked that ass. I'm sorry.
Even Fox News couldn't hide it from their audience that Donald Trump had a disappointing night.
Make no mistake about it. Trump had a bad night. He rose to the bait repeatedly when she baited him, something I'm sure his advisors had begged him not to do. In the first debate when Biden attacked him, he just kept his cool and kept going. In this debate, he rose to debating, and we heard so many of the old grievances that we'd long thought that Trump had learned were not winners politically. Mm-hmm. And there they all were, talking about how he didn't lose the election and all that. My sense is that she came out of this in pretty good shape now.
And former Fox News host Chris Wallace did not hold back at all.
I didn't think I was ever going to witness a debate as devastating as the one that you and Dana moderated back in June, where Joe Biden basically tanked his reelection campaign. I think tonight was just as devastating. I think that Kamala Harris pitched a shutout. On almost every subject I can think of, she shut Trump down on abortion. She shut Trump down on January 6th and democracy. She shut him down on national security and turned to the former president and said, the military leaders who served with you think that you're a disgrace. And then, as Dana mentioned, very powerfully at the end, made the point that she is the candidate of change. We need to turn the page from a decade of division and polarization.
But nothing compares to a reaction from real people. And that is exactly what happened in Springfield, Ohio. A debate watch party was tuning in, and they could not hold back their response when their own city was brought up by Donald Trump. But he brought up a story that's been going around and has been debunked, that Haitian migrants in the community have been abducting people's pets and eating them. And as ridiculous as that sounds, Trump had the audacity to bring it up during tonight's debate. Watch the debate party's reaction to Donald Trump's comments.
About it because they're so embarrassed by it. In Springfield, they're eating the dogs.
That is just brutal. The entire room laughing at Donald Trump, not with him, at him. Even Springfield, Ohio, who is being attacked in the moment on the national stage by Donald Trump, is able to laugh at how ridiculous he is. And I think a lot of people in America were having a giggle at Donald Trump last night. He appeared out of his element, and for so long, people have been dominated by Donald Trump in debates and scared of him. But Kamala Harris unlocked the mystery that is Donald Trump's debate performance. She completely owned him in that debate and played him like a fiddle. And as soon as the debate was over, Kamala was clamoring for a second debate. Give me another shot to embarrass him even more. It was an absolute privilege to watch Kamala Harris take that man apart on live television. And to think that we can finally laugh at this guy and move on from this MAGA era in America's history. It feels like a weight has been lifted off the American people's chests, and we can finally breathe and see some light at the end of the tunnel. Now, it's not over. There's a lot of work to do, and there still is even more work to do to make sure we hold on to the Senate and take back the House. That being said, Kamala Harris did everything she needed to do last night, and now it's up to the rest of us to pick up the pace and keep this ball rolling.